Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to sew a stylish pair of pants using strip ASO-OKE fabric from scratch. This pants will have a combat side pocket, elastic at the waist and also at the hem. If you are new here, please subscribe and do not forget to hit the subscribe button. So guys, let's dive right into the video. And so firstly, I'm going to be showing you what we need for this project. So the first thing is we need a bundle of strip ASO-OKE fabric. I actually used more than one. I have two bundles, so I used more than one, but I only borrowed a little from the second bundle. So your measuring tape, your scissors, your pin, to elastic. This elastic is about 1.75 inches for the waist and also the 1-inch elastic for the hem. You also need your ruler. So let's get into the sewing. So since ASO-OKE come in strips, the first step is to join them. So you're going to decide the length you want. So I'm trying to cut off the frayed area of the ASO-OKE. Then I left about ½ inch towards the upper part, which is going to be the joining allowance for the waist. So the length I'm using for this pant is 40 or 41. So from there I'm going to put my elastic on I'm going to put my tape measure on where the elastic is going to start from. So my tape measure is 2 inches outside. Then I marked the length of the fabric of the pant, and also I added this elastic casing, the space for the elastic casing at the down part. I think some people call it carrot, the hem style. So I'm going to cut that. So I need 3 of these to make one front pant leg. 3 of these, when I join it on the edges, 3 of it is going to be enough for my front pant leg, 1 front pant leg. So I'm going to cut another 3 strips for the second front pant leg. I hope that makes sense. This is strip ASO-OKE, so we need to join them before we cut again. So I'm going to be cutting 3 strips for the front, one of the front pant. We need 2 front pant legs and we need 2 back pant legs. So for the front, I'm going to cut 6 altogether. Also for the back, I'm also going to be cutting 6, but the only difference is I'm going to make sure it is 2 inches longer than the front. So here it is now. I'm going to now go ahead and join it by the edges, and so we are going to have 4 pieces, 2 front and 2 back. So now I'm going to be, after joining, this is what I have. So I'm going to be marking the front. So I have 3 strips on fold. I joined 3 strips, but I have the front 2 legs on fold because I'm cutting together. So first thing, you get your waistline, you get your hip line, then you get your crotch line, and you make that into a straight line. Once again, I'm having 2 fabrics together, I'm cutting them together, 3 strips joined together, then in 2 places to cut the 2 front legs together. Then I marked my waistline, my hip line and my crotch line. So the next thing I want to do is, where the person's measurement is 44, hip measurement divided by 4 is 11. I want it to have an ease of 1.5 inches, that is 12.5. So I'm going to mark my 12.5 inches on the crotch line. I'm also going to mark it on the hip line, and I will also mark it on the waistline. Then I'm going to go ahead and make that into a straight line. So I'm going to use my ruler and connect that together. So on the crotch line, for my crotch extension, I'm going to take the measurement, that's 12.5 inches. I'm going to divide it by 4. Whatever I have is what I'm going to use as my crotch extension. Then I'm going to create my crotch curve from the hip line to connect back to the crotch line. You can go in diagonally by 1 inch at that angle, then connect that, and we have that. So the next thing, because it's not a fitted trouser or pant, and whatever I have on my crotch line, I'm just going to mark it down to the hem of this ASO-OKE fabric, and I will make that into a straight line, after which I'm going to cut out the fabric. So the only difference is we started from the scratch, joining our strips by ourselves. That is the only difference. So it's like making a palazzo, but the difference now is the fabric and the elastic and all of those simple differences. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So this front piece now is 2. I'm going to now use it to cut the back piece that I've also joined. I've joined the strips too for the back piece. I knew what I was going to join, the number of fabrics I was going to join, because I knew the measurement I was working with. So you have to know your measurement for you to decide the number of strips you will join together. So for this part, I'm sorry it's not showing at the upper part. I made sure I went up by 1.75 inches. Then I connected it to the waistline of this pants. Then I went ahead to add 2 inches all round. 2 inches all round. Then after which I connected all of it together. So the only difference is 2 inches all around and almost 2 inches at the upper part, which I made into a slant line to connect back to the side of the fabric. I'm so sorry the camera didn't pick that part. So I'm going to take all these dots, I'm going to connect them together so that I can cut out my back piece. And don't forget, this project is going to be having a combat trouser pocket. It's going to have a combat pocket. Yeah, so we're going to move to the trouser part after cutting this, and now I'm using my ruler to join all of it together, after which I'm going to go ahead and cut out. Yeah, so I'm cutting out right about now. So after that, the next thing that I'm going to be doing after this part is joining one side of, I'm going to take one front piece, one front pant leg, and one back pant leg. If not for the combat pocket is going to have, ordinarily I would have joined 2 fronts by the crotch and the 2 backs by the crotch. That is how I join my own trouser. But because of the pocket I want to fix on this side, that is why I'm going to be joining one back and one front. So as you can see, by the sides I'm going to join one front and one back together, after which I'm going to prepare the combat pocket. So for the pocket, you're going to determine what you want. For mine, I used about 8 inches width by 10 inches length, and I cut out 2. So after which, you're going to go ahead and roll hem the upper parts just to knit in it. And you're also going to do the same thing for the other one. After sewing, you're going to take your measurement round, as you can see, and whatever you have, you're going to cut that into a strip. The length you get, then you make it a width of about 3-4 inches, depending on how wide you want the pocket to be. Then you also roll it this way, as you can see, just fold it once, and from about 1/2 inch from the pocket, you're just going to sew down 1/2 inch, just as you can see me do in the video. Now this is right side facing right sides, because we're going to turn it out later. You're going to do the same for the other side. You can even top stitch. So yeah, I'm going to turn it outside out now. You can see this is the result of what we just did. After that, I took it back to the sewing machine to top stitch. I think it makes it more neater and easier to work with. So this is what you're going to have after you're done with that strip joining. So like I said, I'm going to take it back. It's a choice, you don't have to top stitch, but in my case I made sure I top stitched, and then I went ahead to mark where I want the pocket to be on the trouser. I got the joining side where I joined the 2 pieces by the sides, and I marked 3.5 inches towards each side. Then from the upper part, from the waist area, I marked about 12 inches down to place my pocket there. You can pin down at this point if you want. Just pin down because it might actually start moving while you're trying to join. Pin it down with your pin, and then you just fold it in a little. You want neat finishing. Fold it in a little, then pin it down and take it to the sewing machine and sew around the pocket. Sew around the pocket, and you're going to notice there's going to be a little space at the upper part. That 1/2 inch you folded, just stitch it down with your sewing machine so that everything gets stitched down. You're going to do the first one, then you're also going to do the second trouser part, after which this is what we have. Now I'm preparing the pocket cover. So for the pocket cover, just measure what you have as your pocket and add about 1/2 inch to it. Then what I need is just about 3 inches on fold. So I went ahead to, I've cut out my fabric. Then I'm going to go ahead and seal up the 2 sides, after which I'm going to turn it out and seal it up, measure what you need, turn it out, and if you like, you can also top stitch. Then there's going to be the open part. You see that part that is open, put it facing the pocket opening. It's going to face the pocket opening. Then you're going to stitch it down. As you can see me doing the video, just focus on the video. So you're going to go ahead and stitch it down this way. Make sure it's covering your pocket, but don't sew it on the pocket though. So when you stitch it down, you flip the pocket open, and you can decide. Now I'm trying to let you know that you can also top stitch this pocket cover here. So after stitching down, just fold it down this way. If you like, also top stitch on the pocket cover, and there you have it. Your pocket is ready. Now we're going to move to the finished part of this fabric, joining the inseams and the hems. So now our pocket is ready. Here is the result of the combat pocket. So next thing you want to do is you want to join the both crotches, front crotches and back crotches. This time the fabric is going to be right side facing each other. Align them together and go ahead to join the front crotches using 1/2 inch. Then you go ahead to join the back crotch using 1/2 inch, after which you're going to go ahead and join the inseam. And on the hem, you're going to prepare your elastic casing, sew it down past your elastic, and then we're going to be left with the waist area. So now that we are done, so then I'm still trying to make sure this part is aligned. The inseam part, make sure it is aligned. Okay, so I put my elastic before even joining the inseams. I folded, created my elastic casing. So now for the waist part, you're going to take your measurements that you have on the fabric, take it all around, use it to cut out a strip this way, then fold up your strip like you can see, sew it down so you have a piece, just one piece like a circle. Then fold it into 2. What you need is just 2 inches or 2.5 inches so that your elastic can pass through. Join it to the fabric, and after joining, this is what I have. So I'm going to take my elastic and pass it through the opening I left. So the waist measurement for this client is 34. So I removed 5 inches from 34 and I have 29. I cut out an elastic of 29 inches. So the elastic is what I'm going to use my safety pin to pass it through. Then I will close up the part that I left for to use in passing the elastic. So that is it. There you have it, guys. Unique, cultural and stylish ASO-OKE pants with combat pockets and elastic details. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give this video a thumbs up, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more projects. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.